Hi, it's Dennis Berger here with a look at Control4's new tabletop touchscreen, which I just received last week and which I just set up this morning. Took only a few minutes to do, really easy to program, but I thought I would give you a quick comparison between the new tabletop touchscreen and Control4's older 7-inch portable touchscreen, which have been running for 3 years now. The first thing you'll notice right off the bat is that the new touchscreen is smaller, it's slimmer, it's lighter. One thing worth noting though is that it boasts exactly the same amount of screen real estate. It just does so in a much more compact package. The old touchscreen was great for its day, but you'll notice it's pretty bulky. Getting it out of its charging cradle is a little inelegant. The new touchscreen is, by contrast, much more in line with today's more modern touchscreen phones. You'll notice that's the charging connection, and to charge, you simply rest it on there at an angle. Don't know if you can see that, but it's just a beautiful little angled, very easy, very quick. The other mobile comparison worth making is that the UI for the new touchscreen is much more in line with the Control4 mobile app for iPhone and Android and such. That does come into play with the looks. You'll notice things do look more like the mobile app, but the biggest difference for me is just in responsiveness. With the old touchscreen, if I wanted to change rooms, you see it can take a second. There's a loading screen, please wait. That was actually pretty quick compared to many of the times that I've changed rooms with the touchscreen. With the new one, it is really instantaneous. Boom. You'll also notice a few other differences, like when I go to comfort on the old touchscreen, I don't have weather. I can go to an app that I downloaded and get weather. It's not the prettiest. It works. With the new touchscreen, go to comfort, boom, I've got weather right there. It's a gorgeous screen. I'm sort of a weather junkie, so first thing in the morning, the first thing I do is look at the weather forecast, which, I know, a little nerdy. The other thing I really dig is let's go to my Dish Network Hopper. You'll notice that's the UI on the old one. A little cluttered, a little hard to navigate. You kind of have to squint and look at the buttons. With the new touchscreen, it's a much more streamlined interface. And if you need to switch over to your buttons, you've got them very easily. I like it. The other thing that I've noticed is that lighting is just much more responsive, instantaneous, and that's really true of virtually everything else. Well, really everything else about the new touchscreen. It's instantaneous, it's responsive, it's light, it's easier for me to carry around the house from room to room, and it's always ready, unlike my mobile app, which, don't get me wrong, I use a lot when I'm away from the house, but when I'm in the house, I like the sort of instantaneous accessibility of the new touchscreen. If you're running Control4 and you've got the old touchscreen, I see no reason not to update to the new one, except for the fact that it does require OS 2.7 something, the latest OS. It's worth noting, though, that the old touchscreen runs a Flash-based OS, whereas the new touchscreen runs a mobile OS. The takeaway from that is that if you are running the old touchscreen and you're planning on upgrading to future Control4 operating systems, you will eventually have to upgrade to the new one. I want to say the last I remember, maybe it was as soon as OS 2.8, that the old touchscreen is going to be phased out in favor of the new one. I don't don't see that as a bad thing personally. I love the new touchscreen. I think anyone with a Control4 system is going to be really happy with it, with the responsiveness of it, with the new functionality of it, with the portability of it, and my goodness, with the looks of it. This thing is just gorgeous. So, thanks. This has been Dennis Berger for HD Living.